Hello guys, welcome to this new video on my channel. I know I haven't uploaded anything like long form content since a long time, but today is the day, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 biggest myths in calisthenics, and I'm going to debunk them and explain why these are not true. And if you're new to my channel, then also check out my shorts if you haven't done it yet. And to me also, who am I? I am Dima. I'm training calisthenics since nearly 2 years. Here I can show you some clips of me. And what I do, but let's start right off. And the first myth is calisthenics is just bodyweight bodybuilding. So why this is not true?
After all, why not?
And I'm going just to explain it. So there are many people who think that you can train calisthenics the same as bodybuilding. They think it's just the same training principles, but bodybuilding is like, you just do it with weights, with external weights, and calisthenics with your own body weight, but it's typically similar training, but just with other type of resistance. And there are also many people who start with calisthenics. They, for example, start to do some push-ups or like basic exercises, and they do these basic exercises in their trainings for like 2 sets to failure or something, or like they do like 3 sets of 8 push-ups or something, even though they could have done more or something like this. And this is just the wrong approach, because in calisthenics, even like when you just start right off, it's important for you to build some kind of course, endurance, and you need to also to get used to the movements and to feel the movements, and you're going to learn them much faster, especially basics, if you just do more sets for it. Yeah, you don't need to do every set to failure, but it's more effective to do like when you do a push-up workout, push workout, it's more effective to do not only like 2 sets of 10 push-ups, but like try to do 5 sets of not maybe 10, but less push-ups. But it's effective to do just more volume at the beginning, so you get used to the load, because only if you're doing 1 to 2 sets, then your progress is going to be slow, especially if you train push-ups like 2 times a day, and you can like double up your progress and build also more muscle with this if you just do more sets, do more volume. Only it's effective, and it can be effective if you're doing like weighted push-ups, then okay, it's like a heavy movement, and then you can do 2 to 3 sets with it. But if you're doing like basic bodyweight push-ups, even if you're a beginner, it's just of course it's not so simple for you, but it makes more sense to just do more sets and to adapt to the new movements at the beginning with basics. And then of course you need to change the training style, and you should not treat, for example, push-ups as tricep extensions or something, and do only like 2 sets of 10. No, you should do more sets, more volume over the week, and get more used to the movements. So yeah, so that's the first myth. The second myth that is very popular is that you shouldn't train every day. So this maybe applies for bodybuilding or even like for gym training, but for calisthenics, it's a lot different, because in calisthenics, of course, maybe you do not need to train every day. Not maybe, but you do not need to train every day, of course, in calisthenics, but it's a myth that you shouldn't train every day, because you can, of course, train every day. The most important thing is that you balance intensity and recover properly. So you can train every day, you can do like little movements every day, and it's also much more effective to train every day if you, for example, want to learn skills. Like if you're doing the skill work calisthenics, not weighted calisthenics, not endurance calisthenics, where you actually need these long rest days and where you just do nothing. So with skills, it's just much more efficient to do something every day. For example, the grease the groove method, where you just do random sets throughout the day just to get used to specific movements, because these movements, like for example skills like front lower or handstand push-ups, are new for you as a beginner, for your nervous system, and then it's of course much smarter for you that you just get used to it over time, and then it makes sense that you should train every day. Of course, then you need to balance the intensity of your workouts, and if you would have a rest day, just do like when you train for skills, just do, for example, some front lever sets, even though you trained front lever yesterday, but just do a little bit of something, just this is the called grease the groove. Or if you do handstand and you think like you had a very fatiguing handstand workout the day before, and then you just want to rest the whole day, don't do anything. I mean, if the workout was very fatiguing, then of course do that. But if the workout was like mid-fatiguing, then the next day you can just do random sets and train a little of handstand and train a little bit just to get more used to the movement over time. And this also helps very well. And this has also, for example, helped me very well because, for example, with handstand, I trained handstand like a year and a half ago, like 2 to 3 times a day, and this didn't do anything, didn't do good progress for me. And now I increase the grooving handstands. I'm doing them after even the days where I trained the handstand and where I was fatigued, and now my progress on handstand is much better, for example, and this applies also for front lever that I train right now. I'm on my way to front lever, to achieving the skill, and this is also what I do for front lever, and it is much better than just hit front lever 2 times a week and literally don't do anything in between for it. So this applies also for all the other stuff. So you can train every day. It's like, what I mean with that, you shouldn't train hard every day, but you also shouldn't do anything. Or even on your rest days, you can do easy sets of exercises just to get more used to the movements, especially if you train for skills. That's going to help you very well. And so the third myth that we're coming to is that you need to achieve some specific numbers of weighted basic movements, like of weighted dips and pull-ups, before even thinking of starting with skills like front lever, handstand push-up, or like other skills. And this is also, of course, not true at all. You shouldn't do it. This was my mistake. I wanted to do it I did it 1 year or 1.5 years ago. I listened to the advice of Barseagle. I think you know him. And then he says you need to achieve 10 pull-ups with 20 kg and 10 dips with 40 kg. And I had these numbers, I was a little bit weaker in the dips, but I had numbers with pull-ups, and it helped me maybe with muscle up, yes, at first, but I then started to train front lever after I could do 30 kg pull-ups for reps, and my progress in front lever, it didn't become faster, because I thought when I'm going to have 7 reps of 30 kg pull-ups, then I'm going to unlock the one front lever immediately or something. But this is not true, and because these are of course skills, and weight calisthenics are 2 different types of training, and you just should start training for skills if you can do the basics without a problem, and if you also can do the basics with some weight added, with pull-ups 10 to 15 kg and dips 15 to 20 kg for a couple of reps. But you shouldn't wait more to start training skills, because when you wait more, you just delay your progress. You're going to learn the skills slower, even though you could learn them faster, because these are 2 separate movements and you can train both at the same time. Of course, you cannot get very high level at both, at skills and weight calisthenics at the same time, but if your focus are skills and calisthenics, then you should do weighted pull-ups if you, for example, train for front lever, or weighted dips if you train for the handstand push-up. Something you should do the exercises, but you should treat them as accessory exercise, for example, at the end of your workout, just to get this absolute strength, just to get the strength that will also help you a little bit with your body awareness, coordinations, and with your skills eventually. But don't wait till you hit some specific numbers with weighted basic exercises like pull-ups and dips just to start training skills. Yeah, you could start them much earlier, and this wouldn't affect your progress. I mean, you would just progress the same, and at the end you will just thank yourself because you didn't waste time just to start training the skills. So now I hope that you understood what I was talking about, and that you understood that these are myths and that you shouldn't believe in the statements. And I wish you all the best with your calisthenics journey. Thank you for watching, of course. Sub to my channel. Also check out my shorts, like I've said, if you haven't done it. See each other in the next one.